यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैव उपशमयन्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः। ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शनदृश्यः कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञात्यात्मने नमः। स्फुरन्ति सीकरा यस्मात् आनन्दसाम्बरे वनो सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। वेदोदधिं समुन्मथ्य ज्ञानरत्नं समुद्रितं येन तस्मै वसिष्ठाय गुरवे नमः। वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय। सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय। शब्द ब्रह्म की जय। सरस्वती महारानी की जय। योग वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। हरि ओम। योग वशिष्ठ निर्वाण प्रकरण का पूर्वार्ध 119वां सर्ग को हम कल विचार कर रहे थे, जिसमें विद्या और अविद्या जो आत्मा का शक्ति है और जो सत्य और असत्य का स्वरूप है, और उसी से उसको समझ जाने से फिर बंधन और मोक्ष क्या चीज़ है, इसको भी हमको समझ में आएगा। इसी के ऊपर विचार कर रहे थे हम कल। विद्या और अविद्या, सत्य और असत्य, और उसी से फिर कौन बंधन में पड़ा है, कौन किसको मुक्ति मिलेगा, कैसे मुक्ति मिलेगा, इसके ऊपर हमारी चर्चा हो रही थी। इच्छा को राजा बड़े विवेक के माध्यम से समझ में आया उनको कि ये संसार बड़ा समस्यापूर्ण है, दुखदायी है, कहीं कोई सरलता नहीं, कहीं सुख नहीं है। इससे हम कैसे छुटकारा पाएं? और ये जो संसार दिखाई दे रहा है हमको, जिसके अंदर हमारे समस्याएं सारा हर पल में बन जाते हैं, उससे उसको बनाया कौन, क्यों बनाया, कब बनाया, कैसे बनाया, क्या उपकरण लेकर के बनाया, और इस संसार के कारण जो हमारे समस्याएं और दुखें सब हो रहा है, इससे हम छुटकारा कैसे पाए। सोच सोच करके वो अपने पिताजी मनु जी से पूछा तो मनु उसको बड़े सुंदर सरल तरीका से उदाहरण के द्वारा समझा रहे हैं। पहले तो ये संसार के बारे में बताए, अभी ये विद्या और अविद्या और सत्य और असत्य के बारे में बताएंगे। कहाँ से, कब, किसके द्वारा यह सृष्टि हुई है इत्यादि प्रश्नों का हम उत्तर मनु जी से पहले सुन लिए हैं। और कल हम इसके ऊपर विचार किए थे कि विद्या और अविद्या किसको कहते हैं। इसके सार स्वरूप यही हुआ, विद्या जो है, अविद्या जो है एक ही का नाम है, जो अज्ञानियों के सामने एक रूप में दिखाई देता है तो ज्ञानियों के सामने दूसरे रूप से दिखाई देता है, और उसको हम एक ही को विद्या और अविद्या कह रहे हैं। सॉरी, टुडे इज संडे। We are discussing Yoga Vasistha, the first half of the last part, Nirvana Prakaran, and in that 119th chapter we were discussing yesterday, wherein we were discussing on the point what is called knowledge and what is called ignorance. That is called vidya and avidya in Sanskrit terms. So, what is the difference? It is in the story of Ikshaku, the greatest king. In the very beginning of the creation, he was a great king, and he was the son of Manu, the creator. So Ikshaku, being disturbed by the world, he had some questions in his mind. How is this world? Who has created it? When? How? By what means? All these questions arise in the mind of Ikshaku, which he asked his father Manu. And Manu answered him, and out of several questions, now he is answering the question how this world appears to be and how, in what form it appears. We must know what is the form of the world. Then only all other questions arise. Who has created? How? When? What for? All these questions are afterwards. On what we are putting the question? Suppose if you go to a shop, to a book shop, and ask, I want some book named, what is the book? Yoga Vasistha, from the shopkeeper. I want Yoga Vasistha book. Have you got it? Can you give me? What is the cost? And whose print is this? Where it is printed? By whom? When? All these questions arise when the object is known. You cannot put these questions on unknown object. So, when you put some questions that should be based on some object or subject, something which you know somehow up to some extent, that's how you have doubts. Or else you cannot put this question. If you are totally unknown, then you cannot put questions. Understood the point? You cannot put questions on object which you don't know. Do you agree? You don't know some object, and can you put questions on that? Be serious. Can you ask some questions on the tree which was seen in the sky, which gave so many fruits, beautiful sweet fruits, but it turned to be poisonous? Can you put why it is so? Can you put such question? Because you don't know what is the tree, how it can be in the sky, and if it is sweet fruits, then how can it be poisonous? So anyhow, you can put some questions what you know. So if you know it, then where is the question of question? Suppose you went to some bookseller and you asked, I want mind its control and secret, mystery and control of mind. Then the shopkeeper will show something. Then you have to ask where it is printed. Is it Shivanand publication, Divine Life publication, or some other? So many people have written on mind, its mysteries and control. So, what book you want? When we analyze the question should be put on something what you know. But that knowledge is informative knowledge. It is not proper knowledge, not complete knowledge. That's how you have doubts. Something you know and something you don't know. A part you know and a part of it you don't know. Then only question comes. If you don't know anything about it, you cannot put questions. Guruji, I could not understand that mathematical solution you gave yesterday. That you can ask, because you have seen it, what was the question and everything. But you could not understand, you understood something, it is a question on such and such subject or object. Then only we can put the question. Question is possible on half knowledge, haphazard knowledge. To complete it, you put the question. So similarly here also, you know something about the world that does exist. You cannot say world is not there. I am putting question on something which is not there. That is not possible. So now, you know, everybody of us, we know what is world, but it changes. It is not as we think. We think something, it is something else. So what it is, how it is, why it is changing, all these questions arise. This analysis clarifies the world does exist. You cannot deny it. So that is called Vidya. And avidya, the part which you don't know, on which you have doubt, that is called avidya. Clear now? But to explain this fact, there are different ways, and from different examples we can understand it. There is not one way to solve a problem. There are so many ways. So Manu has defined and he has given the definition of the truth which doesn't appear as it is. That's how it appears as something else, and that is called world. But the existence is there. He gave the example of the sun, moon, fire, etc. and water also. There is light in the sun, but sun is not light. Fire is there, fire has got the nature of its properties are light and heat, warmth it gives. So, when you see something, you see the qualities of it. You don't see the proper object because it is hidden under the qualities of it, properties of it. The example of water, water appears as ripples, waves, tides, etc. But the same water is there, which you would forget when you see the wave. And that's how you put the question over wave, how it is, where it is, when it is, why it is created, who created it. All these questions are on the wave. But there is something that is called water which is existing in the wave, which you are unable to see it because you have forgotten it. There is. You cannot deny the existence of water. Similarly, he gives the example of a tree also. The tree appears as foliage, leaves, flowers, buds and fruits, etc. before an ignorant person. But the wise man sees the tree everywhere. How the fruits, flowers or the leaves, they are not different from tree. They are part and parcel of tree, which constitutes the totality of the tree, which is hidden in all these parts. Tree is there, but we don't see the tree when we see the leaves. That is for ignorant persons. And the same thing is distinctly seen, clearly seen to a wise man, analytical man who sees everything analytically. In this way, we also discussed some actor is playing role of something, somebody, Shakespeare, and what was the story of Shakespeare? जोर से
Romeo Juliet.
अच्छा. So you know something about the writer and you don't know all about it. So you put the question, and there also A part you forget when you discuss the other part. Now we are discussing the first half of the Nirvana Prakaran. Second half we don't know. It is Yoga Vasistha only. Yoga Vasistha we are discussing. Subject is Yoga Vasistha basically. And when we talk of something, when we see something, the other things are forgotten. Suppose some actor is acting a role of somebody, then that actor's identity you forget, you see the role, whatever role he plays. For example, some person is playing the part of Lord Krishna, how he was stealing butter. But that person is not Krishna. He is playing the role of a person that is called Krishna. So you see the Krishna form, but not the proper actor who is playing the role. That means you forget him and you see something which is attributed on it, or superimposed on it. Other example also we saw. In dark night we see the snake, we forget it is something which is not visible, we don't know it. And when the ignorance, which is misunderstanding, which is not seeing the reality, that is snake, when that is gone by help of the clarity by the light or by some means, when you see it is a rope, then the same thing which was appearing as snake, that is gone forever. So this is how this world is seen through the aspects of the truth. These aspects are names and forms which are changeable, and that is called nature. Just as the nature of the hot iron is red and heat is seen, and light also, glow we see, but the reality is iron. Similarly, here in this world wherefrom you are troubled, by which you have problems, that is the outward covering or the properties of the reality. So this appears both way. Before an analytical person, a wise man who knows the truth, reality, it appears something else, and before the ignorant persons, it appears as something else, and it appears as something which is not there. So these names and forms and the triads, doer, done and doing process, which changes every moment, all these are before the ignorant person who doesn't analyze anything and just he sees superficially. He doesn't see the inner truth, outward covering. the postman brings a registered post to you. It will have covering. Postman doesn't know what is inside it. Of course, if it is written, that is only informative information. He doesn't know really what is inside. He just knows little about it, the person who receives it, or the address, everything. But when you remove the covering and see inside, then only the reality reveals. This way, when you analyze this world, names and forms, and these triads, this changing aspect, then you know the truth. What is reality? This is an envelope covering the reality, which is not being seen. So two aspects. The superficial, overpowering aspect is seen by the ignorant persons, and inner truth is seen by the knowledgeable person, wise man, who receives it. He knows the inner truth. We perceive it, that is haphazard. Perception is haphazard, and reception is complete. So this way, Manu Maharaj explains to our king Ichhaku what is called Vidya, what is reality, knowledge, real knowledge, and what is called Avidya, which is superficial knowledge or informative knowledge or haphazard knowledge, which is perceived by the ignorant persons. Same thing has two aspects. That is what Manu Maharaj explained to our king Ichhaku. This is how we forget. This is called forgetfulness. And we don't see the reality. We have to search elsewhere where is not it.
Swamiji, there is a story about Jesus Christ that once he was going in an ocean with other sailors, and then there were a lot of waves in the ocean, and the sailors were afraid that they will lose their life, but Jesus was smiling and standing there. Nothing is going to happen to us. So can we also say that Jesus saw in the waves that it is just water, and whatever happens in the end, I am always going to live?
Whatever happens to?
Whatever happens to the ship, I am always going to live. There was a lot of fearlessness in him.
Yes, of course, there is fear when there is misunderstanding. And when the understanding dawns, there is no fear. Understanding means oneness. Misunderstanding means something else which is not the reality. So, fearless comes to a realized soul who realizes the truth. So, in this construct, we have to see today. Yesterday we saw यह इच्छा है और यह इच्छा नहीं है, अच्छा है यह अच्छा नहीं है, ये सुंदर है ये सुंदर नहीं है। इस प्रकार की भावना ही आपके दुख के कारण है। जब वह भावना सर्वत्र समदृष्टि रूपी अग्नि से जल गई तब दुख की प्राप्ति ही कहाँ। He was giving the cause for the miseries, problems. He says when you have double dealing, either this or that, this is good, this is not good. So in this way, when we have duality, when we see something, we see it in a relative way. We perceive something by relative method. If we see one thing, one object, then we see one aspect of it. The other side is unknown to it, unknown to us. So there is doubt, and when there is such situation, when both these sides are not known perfectly, we know everything about the object, then doubt, fear, and all these problems arise. Manu Maharaj said, the cause for the problems, miseries, are the thoughts of good and bad, or liking or disliking, choice or no choice, all these dualistic perception. हे राजन, समाधि के अभ्यास से सभी पदार्थों की विस्मृति हो जाती है। इस स्मृति रूपी शास्त्र से प्रिया प्रिय रूप विषमता की कल्पना को समदृष्टि की दृढ़ता द्वारा आप स्वयं ही काट डालो, क्योंकि वही राग द्वेष की हेतु है। He says, if you cultivate the equal vision, one vision, not double vision, then you can overcome these problems of doubts and fear and all these miseries. You can have one thought that is real, and you will not have doubts because of haphazard understanding. For example, the coin, when we see one side, we are unknown of the other side. When we see both sides, then we have one thought only, it is a coin. In this world, we have all these troubles. We see one side, other side is unknown, and when one enters into samadhi, samadhi means when the meditative state is established, strengthened, it prolongs for long time, and mind has got one thought only, and that also vanishes afterwards. That oneness will have no manyness, so all these problems will not arise there. Mind is one thought only. That thought also will vanish. First of all, that thought will take the form of witnessing, and then witness thought also will vanish, and the existence will exist. So that will solve all your problems. So practice samadhi and have equal vision, and then you can overcome all these problems. हे राजन, तुम पहले समाधि से बाह्य अर्थों की भावना का और उसके हेतु धर्माधर्म के जंगल का छेदन करो, फिर उत्तम सूक्ष्मता ब्रह्म भाव को प्राप्त करके शोक रहित हो जाओ. Manu ji says, O king, first of all you have to practice this, what we call in the beginning meditation, and that is in Yoga Sutras we have seen elaborately in different aspects. First of all, the mind, flow of mind, and then controlling it by controlling the senses, their helping hands, senses, body, movement of it. Mind moves, so it becomes restless. And then also by uparati, withdrawal of mind, the thoughts from the sense objects, and fixing it in one point, on one thought, keeping one thought for longer time, that is concentration, and that is possible by steadiness of the body, prana, and then we can withdraw the thoughts from the sense objects and fix it on one point. When that is practiced, you are able to control this outgoing tendencies of the thought waves. Then only you can enter to meditation. Meditation is one thought for long time, and that is when established, strengthened, no other thoughts dare can disturb it. Then that prolongs for a long time, and that is called samadhi. And samadhi literally means equal vision. When one is there, it sees all around, and it will have clarity of thoughts, so it will not have any doubts. Doubts are the cause for restless of mind. When there is two, then there will be doubts naturally. What is what? This is how we have problems in this world, composed by pairs of opposites. there is always payers. So Manu says, my dear Ichaku, practice samadhi, thereby you will have equal vision, one-pointed vision, and then all the doubts or problems will disappear. You can overcome all these. And there is no thought of what is right, what is wrong, what is good and what is bad. There is only one thought. That is the way to solve all these problems. So there will not be any question like who has created it. One is neither created nor it has some composing facts or causes. Cause and effect is possible when there is two. When one is there, it is neither cause nor effect. So neither it is created by someone. If it is created, then dualistic ideas are there. One is creator, one is created. So all these are not found there. So all these questions will be solved there only. Oneness. That is called also equal vision, and that is called the absolute subtleness or absolute singularity, and that is also called the realization of clarity of experience of the absolute truth. When you achieve it, you become it, then all your miseries will vanish. हे पुत्र, सबसे पहले तुम सदसद वस्तु के विवेक के विलास से युक्त होकर समाधि से समस्त बाह्य कल्पनाओं से निर्मुक्त हो जाओ. The method is explaining to the king. सबसे पहले तुम सद असद वस्तु के विवेक के विलास से युक्त हो जाओ. First of all, you should cultivate the discriminative power. Discrimination is the final. When we decide something out of the two, then that is decision, final decision which will not have two sides. That is called Vivek, discriminating power, which decides what is imperishable and what is perishable, what is ever changing and what is non-changing, which is ever existing and which is existing for a moment, transitory, momentary. This is decided by the subtlemost part of the intellect, purest part of the intellect, and that we call it sattvic, and superfine, that is also transcendental, that is beyond everything. Mind or ordinary intellect cannot reach it. So in that state, one is able to decide what is permanent and what is impermanent. that is also can be understood. When you are near the borderline or LOC, then only you know what is this side and what is that side. When you are standing on the door, then you see in and out both together. Then you can decide what is inside and what is outside. That is the final. That is possible when you are able to see both sides. That is called discriminating power. Tulsidas ji said, तुलसी कहाँ दिया धरो? बोलो साहेब. Keep the lamp in such a way, such a place where inside and outside both can be lighted. You have to keep the lamp on the door, so it can light inside, it can light outside also. So that is called discrimination. Discrimination. You have to see both sides, so that is why I gave the example of borderline. When you are standing on borderline of India and Pakistan, you can see both, and you can decide which side is India and which side is Pakistan. Which side is India, which side is China. If you stand on the borderline, then only you can decide. You are clear. That state of your being is called, your mind is called discrimination. You are able to see what is truth and what is untruth, what is world-changing phenomena and what is non-changing, ever existing, ever constant. So that is the state of discrimination. And this is to be obtained in the very beginning. And that, of course, it is not so easy. First of all, we have to practice these methods given by Raja Yoga, that is same in all the path of yoga, but terms and methods little differ. But you have to control the mind, purify it, and then the intellect is sharpened, and then intellect becomes also steady, and then only you can have one-pointed intellect, and that can decide what is reality, what is not, what is permanent, what is impermanent. That is then called discrimination. So in this way, you have to attain that discriminative power in the very beginning, and then you can amuse, you can enjoy that state, and you can enter into samadhi, oneness. उससे समाधि से समस्त बाह्य कल्पनाओं से निर्मुक्त हो जाओ. When you have reached the borderline, then you can decide which side you have to go, whether you are going to Pakistan or India, and you go towards one side, and that is one only. There is no doubt which is India, which is Pakistan. No question. So when you have entered one side, that is called samadhi, one pointed mind. There is no doubt. समाधि से समस्त बाह्य कल्पनाओं से निर्मुक्त हो जाओ. बाह्य, we have a border line. We have also a border line, Pakistan and India. Where it is, everybody has Pakistan and India. Where it is, this body, the demarcating line of the body is the border line, and there is inside and outside. So when you have left the outside phenomena, you are inside, then slowly you will get oneness. That is introvertness of the mind, not outgoing mind. When you have decided, the outside visions are not needed. It is transitory and it is momentary, it is changeable, it is destructible, perishable. So you leave it, give it up. Then now you are inside you. Inside you means slowly you enter into the innermost chamber. When you have entered the gate, then you have to go to the main door, then you have entered to the veranda, then you have to enter the secondary door, then you have to go to the innermost chamber, and then you are settled. There is no more to go forward. That is the end. So that is what happens when you enter into samadhi and you give up all these outward thoughts, outgoing thoughts, and being free from all those outside, outgoing thought waves. Then you enter inside. समस्त इन विशाल भुवनों को अपने पुण्य आत्मा के स्वरूप से उत्पन्न कर दो. Whatever was there outside, it is inside also. That's how they say outside world is reflected from inner heart. Whatever is reflected in the inner heart, that becomes manifold, and that is projected out, and those reflections only, they are nothing but the outside changing world. So inwardly, when you enter into the innermost chamber, that is the cave of the heart, that is the sky of consciousness, there all the outside world also is there in the form of reflections, and both are one, they become one only. The object and reflection of the object are same, just as the reflection of the mirror in the mirror. So both become same. That is also known as equal vision. तदनंतर असीम ब्रह्म रूप सुख के अभ्युदय को प्राप्त होकर उसके साथ एक रूप होते हुए संसार रूप रोग से शून्य होकर पांचवी और छठी भूमिकाओं में दीर्घकाल तक स्थिर रहो। और अंत में सातवीं भूमिका में विक्षेप रूप विषमता की आत्यंतिक शांति से जनित सम, शुभ्र और निर्मल आकार से युक्त हो तुम निर्भय चैतन्य शरीर बन जाओ। Is giving the final explanation to Ikshvaku. In this way, when you enter into samadhi, oneness, that also has got different phases. When all these out and in, outside and inside becomes one, the borderline is deleted now. It is taken out. So there is no outside, there is no inside. Everything has become one now. Then the bliss of the Absolute dawns, and that is in samadhi. Being one with it, being it, you have become now the diseaseless absolute truth. Diseaseless means this world is taken as a disease. Disease means which is problematic, which is changeable, imbalanced state of the health, imbalanced state, either heat or blood pressure or something is imbalanced. That is called disease, and that is due to imbalanced state of the body, mind and prana also. When it becomes balanced, balanced means oneness, then there is no disease. You are disease free. Niramaya, there is no problems at all. That is called the bliss of the Absolute. You will enjoy that and you will overcome the disease of the world. पांचवी और छठी भूमिकाओं में दीर्घकाल तक स्थिर रहो. So these phases or stages of our knowledge he gives in the end. You see, first of all, knowledge means it is of two kinds. One is haphazard, changeable, which is subject to grow also. That's how it changes. So it is haphazard, it is not complete. That's how it is grows. And that is the worldly knowledge, that is the knowledge of the mind through perception by the help of senses and mind. So this way we get the knowledge of the world, and that is changeable. When we have practiced not changing, having one pointed, then slowly it is called concentration, and then we can enter into meditation, which gets established, steadied, and that same state, when it becomes conformed and more strengthened, which never can become disturbed by any any means, then that is called samadhi. These samadhis are of different phases. First of all, there will be one thought, just as we were discussing now. One thought remains for a long time, and that is called sabhikalpa samadhi, और क्या समाधि आप बोलते हैं?
संप्रज्ञ समाधि।
संप्रज्ञात, संप्रज्ञात, there is the understanding, you know you are in samadhi state, that thought is aware of the thought, so that thought will be there. One thought, sabhikalpa, sampragyant, sabij, many terms are means a higher state. So the first state has been termed in different ways according to its quality. If the knowledge of awareness of the thought is there, then it is called sampragyant. Sabij, if the seed is yet there, the thought is yet there, it is called sabij. Sabhikalp, if the thought is there, kalpana is there, sabhikalp. In different ways they have termed it, the state is the same. And their awareness of your one thought will be there, and slowly the nature's law is one cannot remain as one for long. If it is seen as one, this is the law of nature. One cannot remain as one for long. If one is counted as one, if it is not counted as one, it is there. If it is counted as one, then there is possibility of two, so it has to become two. The possibility is possible. So the moment you see the tree vanishes, you see the foliage, the branches, the leaves, and every modifications of the tree. When you look at some person, body of a person, you don't see the body, whole total body, you see the parts of the body. Similarly, everywhere, anything, whenever you see one and you know it is one, then it becomes many. That is the law of nature. And otherwise also, if that one becomes somehow or other, it forcibly allowed to remain as one, that oneness vanishes. Why? Because if there is no two, it cannot multiply. There is no possibility of two. That's how it is forced to become one for a long time. It is established in one. When it cannot modify, cannot multiply, then it cannot remain as one, because it is a calculation. Calculation means time. Time means changing. So, you have to go beyond time and space. That thought has to disappear. But existence will not disappear. That counting aspect will disappear. This is very difficult to understand. When you are sitting all alone, closing your senses, eyes and ears and everything, you have been unable to hear anything, see anything, you have steadied yourself, then there is no possibility, there is no expectation of anything, no sound, no form, no smell, no touch, nothing. Then you are absolutely one. You are in solitude, you are one, but there is no need of counting it. You are, you are. And when all these start multiplying, means when it is disturbed, that oneness is disturbed, it has to be disturbed in both ways. Either it will disappear or it will multiply, because it is disturbed. See, this is here. If it is disturbed, then it has to move to some direction. It has to move. So if it is not moving this side, it has to move this side. If it is not moving outside, it has to move inside. You are standing at the gate. You have to move. When you move, which side do you move? Either outside or inside. This is how that thought either will disappear or it will multiply. That oneness is the borderline. That is the gate. That is the door. And that's how this is, but natural. When that oneness remains for a long time, the time vanishes, then it also vanishes as one. But it remains as it is. That is what we were discussing now. When discrimination starts, the same formula is applicable forward. Everywhere the same formula. Either oneness or either that side or this side. That is called discrimination. Either permanent or impermanent. That is discrimination. Similarly, the one thought has to disappear if it is not multiplying. This is the law of nature. Then that state is called asampragyant, when there is no awareness of awareness. Awareness is there. There is no witness of it. The witness itself remains as witness, non-witness. When you see something, then you are witnessing.
There is nothing to say, that's why there is
Nothing is expressible. When you are looking at something, then you are called seer. If there is nothing to see, can you be seer? But you do exist. That state remains in the end. That is called asampragyant, nirbij or nirvikalp. In different terms they express the same state that is higher than the savikalp samadhi, and that is so much intensified, consolidated, centrified, it cannot come this side, multiplying side, never it can come back. That is called the sixth state of the knowledge. Knowledge means oneness. That is the sixth phase. And there comes another phase also, where that is also not there, but existence exists as non-existence, not known to anyone. Even you are not aware that I do exist. but your existence will be there. That cannot be denied. That is called the Saptam, seventh phase of the being. That is the absolute reality. Beyond that, there is nothing to achieve, nothing is to be known. That is the last. So that is what they are. Manu is explaining to Ichaku how from step by step you disappear as yourself. You lose your identity and you are beyond all these problems, dualism, multiplications, doubts, and pairs of opposites, and all these miseries, happiness or unhappiness, all these. Nothing is there. There is no time, there is no conditions, there is no space, there is nothing. Nothing means everything. Don't forget it. You have to take everything together. Nothing means absolute existence, which is all pervading and ever present everywhere. That's how it knows everything. Absolute knowledge, that's how it is all powerful. When you know the thing, you are the owner of the thing. So, omnisciency, omnipresence, and omnipotency, all these qualities which are not called qualities, they are there. You are one with it. And that is also called the Nirguna Brahma, which is not qualified. Nothing is known, unknown, unseen, but you cannot deny its existence. It has to be there because you are that. How can you deny yourself? In the end, you become that. Oh, Ichaku, attain that state. And then your body, your identity will be consciousness only. There, all these world and your problems, your doubts will not be visible at all. This is the way. So there is no question who created this world. And if at all you come to answer it by relative way, by expression with some speech, some words, then the answer will be, you are the cause of your problems. You are the cause of the creation. You have created your creation by yourself. You are the cause, you are the effect, you are the creator, you are the ingredients, everything you are. Then it will be realized. All the answers will be there. That is the storehouse of all answers only. No question is there. Only answers, only solutions. There is no problem. So, all the questions of Ikshaku, the great king, is answered in the end. When you reach that state, all these questions are meaningless. You need not get these answers. all the answers you will be getting there.
Swamiji, as you mentioned in deep sleep,
Deep?
in deep sleep, we are also meditating, and when we are in samadhi, then we are also meditating. But what is the difference that why samadhi is changing our vision, but the deep sleep is not changing our vision? In deep sleep, there are also no thoughts. We come to know the next day.
If I want to answer you properly, then you have to know it by yourself when you go to meditation. Then only you can understand what is the difference. You are standing at one side. If I narrate about the other side, it will be haphazard. You are sitting in outside, you are in the outside lawn, and I am inside, or I am in the border, this side and that side, I see both. You are asking what is there inside. What shall I answer? What will be the proper answer? I can tell something that is not proper. When you come inside, come in and see. That is the proper answer. Okay. When you meditate, the decision is given when both the sides are heard by the judge, decision maker. When both the sides are observed, then only one can give proper decision. One-sided decision is not called proper decision. You have to enjoy yourself what is meditation. Of course, have you seen what is deep sleep? Do you know what is deep sleep? That is also not known. Both are not known. When you are aware of deep sleep, then you will know what is deep sleep and what is meditation. How can you see yourself in deep sleep? That continuity, if it is continued, then that awareness can see yourself as sleeping. For example, suppose you sit for a long time, your leg is benumbed, you don't have sensation in the leg, but you see your leg is there, isn't it? You know there is no sensation. In that way, the deep sleep is understood. And meditation, proper understanding, when there is sensation, then you understand, yes, it is my leg, it is my hand. Everything is same. Understood now? That awareness, your senses and mind becomes benumbed in deep sleep. There is no sensation. That will be aware of if that continuity is continued. If you can do japa, meditation or contemplation continuously, and that is possible before going to bed. If you are habituated and you have tried for a long time, you will succeed, you will see you are sleeping. One can have this experience. And in deep sleep also you are doing japa. Whatever you have started before going to bed, that is continued in deep sleep. that is otherwise known as incessant prayer, which is continuous prayer, incessant prayer, unbreakable, uninterrupted prayer, awareness. Understood little? Then only you can understand the real difference. Or else we can just as I gave the example now, something we can understand. When you are able to see yourself sleeping in deep sleep, then only you can understand what is deep sleep and what is a meditative state, what is positive and what is negative. In this way, the 119th chapter is over, and tomorrow we shall see 120th chapter. मुक्ति चाहने वाले पुरुष के लिए आरंभ की 3, मुक्त होने वाले के लिए 4थी और मुक्त हुए पुरुष के लिए आगे की 3, यों 7 भूमिकाओं का वर्णन. We were just discussing now the 7 phases of your awareness. 7 phases, that is the 7 phases of your knowledge, awareness. Now also we are aware of ourselves, that is haphazard. And when we become introvert, that is something in this way different from ordinary awareness. In this way we shall discuss all these 7 different phases of the being or the knowledge of the being. And in the 7th, that is the last, so मुक्ति चाहने वाले पुरुष के लिए आरंभ की 3, the first 3 phases belong to the mumukshus, one who wants to know what is truth, what is knowledge, who is interested in knowledge. Mumukshu, one who is interested in knowing the truth. Being interested and striving for it and achieving it, all these are different phases. You have a desire and you get the desired object, you have seen it now and you have got it now and now you have enjoyed it. Are these phases not different from each other? You have a desire, I want a mango to eat now. Then desired object I saw, it is in the shop. Okay, I got it, purchased it, and then I have to eat it, then only your desire is fulfilled. All these are different in different phases. So similarly, these 3 phases in the beginning that belong to mumukshus who want to know the reality, mumukshus. And then one who has become jnani, means who has seen it. There is a sloka in prayer to Guru. Akhanda mandalakaram vyaptam yena characharam tat padam darsitam yena tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. The manifestation of the Absolute in the form of some identity who is called Guru. Identity is there. That is called Guru. And that identity, that person, that Bhakti who is personified, he has seen the Absolute in 360 degree and to the power 360 degree. Akhanda Mandalakaram, all round in all the directions. He has seen it. Now, then only he can guide you to that state. Some identity must be there. Guru is identity of the absolute knowledge, personified knowledge. Then only he can guide you to his state that is seen by him, that is known by him. So this is how one who has become realized soul, that is, he has seen it, that is the fourth state. Who has seen it, experienced it, but he has dual behavior. He is standing at the gateway, borderline. He has seen that side and this side. Say somebody is standing on the top of the mountain. You are on the foothill. If you ask him what is the other side, he will tell you. He sees it. Now also. Always also. He sees it. He knows it. He will give all the information of the other side. But he is there seeing both the sides. That is how the fourth state is mentioned. A guru, a realized soul, they dwell in that fourth state. Any moment they can go that side or this side, they wherever they have all the freedom. So he is called a realized soul, Mukta Purush. He is free. He has all the freedom to go step that side and this side. That is called freedom. And then if he jumps that side, he is unknown to you. He is not the incarnated knowledge as Guru. He is beyond that. So those three phases, the beyond three phases belong to such people. Videha Mukta, jo one who never talks, never hears, nothing, who has no body awareness at all. But body will be there, it will fall down, it will disappear in no time. The formula, one cannot remain as one for long. So his body as body cannot remain for long. They say for 16, 20 days, hardly the body can remain. But we have different opinions. Our Janak was Videha, bodiless person. He had no feeling of body. Videha Mukta. And many other examples we have who have gone beyond that state, but yet they are seen in a body. That body remains for no longer. It will fall down, it will disappear very soon. Such persons, they cannot do anything through the body. Body, of course, works just as the twilight. After the sunset, we see some little light for some time. that disappears, that ends in the darkness of the night, that cannot remain for a long time. Similarly, this body of such persons will not remain for long, and those higher three phases belong to such people. And then in the highest seventh stage, no body, no identity, nothing is known, unknown, unknown, unseen, untold.
If any saints go in seventh stage, he cannot come back.
Never,
He
never.
loses all this identity and
Bilkul.
all this,
Yes, yes.
relation and
There
his
is no
Shishya,
information
Dikshya,
about,
he forgets, means there is
no information. No information. Nothing is known.
good हो गया.
But he is there. Nobody knows what is there in the black hole.
महागत.
One who goes there, never to return, who will give you an information. These all seven pages we shall see tomorrow.
So the saints who have realized, but they have left the body. So
Yes.
they are either in fourth, fifth, or sixth.
Fourth stage we can have contact. Relatively we can have contact. Fourth stage is sitting there on the top. We can talk to him. If we shout, if we break our head, he cannot see your head breaking. So he will throw some rope. Please come up. I shall help you. Don't go that side, there is a ditch in your path. Or don't go that side, there is a cave where lion is sleeping. If it sees you, there is danger. Don't go that way. Turn this way. He will guide you from there. But he is not going to walk your path. You have to do everything. He can guide you. We can have contact with him. That is the Gurudom. That is called Guru, who can guide you, who guides you
Borderline.
from the borderline. From the borderline. He sees both way, all round vision. That's why we say Guru is Sarvajna, Sarvashaktiman, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva Swarup. He is the creator, he is the destroyer, he is the protector, everything. Everything is possible on the top only. Not this side, not that side. That side is gone. This side is also gone. And the top one can be contacted. जीवन के साथ हम संबंध रख सकते हैं और गाइडेंस ले सकते हैं. यही लोग गुरु होते हैं, दयालु होते हैं. उस तरफ नहीं जाते हैं क्योंकि देखते हैं इधर अरे बेचारे रो रहे हैं, चलो थोड़ा मदद कर लो यार, क्या रखा है. हमारा तो टिकट खरीदा हुआ है. टिकट खरीदा हुआ, वो गेट के ऊपर खड़ा है, मेरे दोस्त लोग आएंगे, उनको भी ले जाऊंगा, सीट में बैठाऊंगा, पेविलियन में. गेट पे खड़ा है, टिकट हाथ में है, जब चाहिए वो अंदर जाएगा, कोई रोक नहीं सकते हैं, कोई नहीं रुकावट.
Swamiji, same thing was done by Ramakrishna Paramahansa to Vivekananda.
Ah.
He said that till you do my work, you will remain alive, and when your work is done, then you will come back to me.
जी
In the end.
So that rule of one, either 2 or 0, is not applicable to these those who in fourth stage.
No, They are on the borderline. They have to keep up their identity.
It is
In
their
some
choice.
way or other, they know how to keep up their identity. We cannot ask, we cannot question on that. They are free, total freedom. Tasya prakriti layasya. They are the master of the nature. They can change the nature, they can stop the nature, they can do anything. All powerful.
What
They are
is
the master of the nature.
Then why this 5, 6 and 7, 3 different stages are there?
They are experienced and these are given, just as see, by assumption. It is assumed and it is assumption is truth. Proof. See here, we see this Ganga water is dirty. You don't know the cause. Anuman Praman. They prove by guess. See here, the water is dirty, but you don't know why it has become dirty, but you have to find out some cause to satisfy your query. Now, there is no clouds seen upstream, so there is no possibility of rain. If there will be rain, then dirty water will come to the stream, so may be possible due to rains. This here Ganga water has become dirty. There is no rain here, and there is no rain, of course, in upstreams, the Gangotri side. So there is no possibility of rain also. Then what remains? How it has become dirty? Maybe either some landslide or some landslide which has happened long before. The clearing party of the border road, they must have cleared it. So Gangaji has become dirty. Or third guess also is there. Maybe Maneri, there is a dam upstream, so they must have cleaned the dam, so they must have opened all the gates of the dam. So now these three. So three, either of the three. Fourth cannot be possible. So out of these three, again we go for support of these three causes. In this way we go for this. That's how they have given three pages. When one goes that side, there must be some track in what path they should go. One has entered inside the room.
Can
Now,
he come back?
no, he is not coming back. Door is closed now, and inside is dark. You don't know anything. That's how it is dark. So how do you think? Does he go all of a sudden to the bed? Can he go? The bed is not on the gateway. So he have to walk the path till he reaches the bed. This way you have to guess. That's how they have these three phases. When he is deep asleep in the bed, nothing is known. Till he is sitting in the bed, maybe some light is coming by the door side or window side, by some holes. Yes, he is yet awake. We can guess from outside. These are all the gestures. no information. Yes, tomorrow we shall see all this. Hari Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai, Sachidananda Bhagavan ki jai, Sabda Brahma ki jai, Saraswati Maharani ki jai, Yoga Vasistha Bhagavan ki jai. Hari Om.